Oh. Hello, hello, hello. Barbara Draska here. If you are here to learn about building digital assets for your e-commerce business, you're in the right place. Your host today is yours truly, Barbara Draska. I've been building digital assets in my and other people's e-commerce businesses since 2002. So it's gosh, I'm an OG. I also speak at conferences on how to build digital assets, and I have a whole system that I use that builds digital assets pretty almost on pilot once I kind of decide on a niche market. So I'm going to show you how I do it. I'm going to show you what I do and how I do it. So here we go. So first of all, the big old why. If you are in here and you have the weird sense of humor that I have, I invite you to tap your screen right now. Tap that big green Y button. Boom. I just did it myself as well. How many did it? Put in the chat if you tap that green button. It's okay to be silly. It's okay to have fun. Go ahead and tap that green button. And I'm going to tell you why it's important to have digital assets in your business. Did you tap that button? Tell me in the chat. Okay. So who can guess why it's important to have digital assets in any business? Now, I know you're a lot of e-commerce sellers in here, so we can focus on e-commerce, but in any business, why is it important to have your own digital assets? And by digital asset, I mean email list, even social media assets, SMS, so phone numbers of people who have given you permission, opted in to your email list and also opted in to receive your text. Why is that important in, especially even more so in today's day and age? I know I have a lot of Amazon sellers in here. So why is that important? Go ahead and put that in the chat. I'm going to come over to the chat and see what you guys are saying. I don't see any chats in here. So I know there's a little bit of a lag time, so I'm just going to keep going, but I know you're going to figure out why. You ready? Don't build your house on someone else's land. So there are all kinds of sayings like this. This is the one that I came up with this morning because I couldn't think of the one that everybody uses most commonly. But this is in essence it. Once you have an email list that is opted in, or people have said to you, yes, I am interested in what you do. I'm interested in the niche you're in. I'm interested in your stuff. I'm interested in learning more. I'm interested in being communicated with. Once they have agreed to give you their contact information, then you have that email to ethically, of course, send them emails to ask them to do things. It's called a call to action. If you are only selling on a platform like Amazon, for example, you do not get the customer's email address. If you are selling, let's say you're doing Facebook Lives and you're selling on Facebook exclusively, and if you have a huge group of 20,000 people who love to buy your stuff, you built that group through blood, sweat, and tears, what could happen to that group? It could easily go bye-bye. Easily. Now, if you have not converted that group, and you're going to hear me use this word a lot, conversion, if you have not converted the people in that group onto your email list, you are starting from zero. You know the game Chutes and Ladders where you go up, these ladders and you hope not to get to the chute, right? And then you get to the top, you're almost to the end, you're making money, you're doing great, you got great products, and boom, you roll the dice and somebody else rolls the dice and you hit that slide that sends you all the way back to the beginning. If you don't have an email list, building from square one is really hard. So I am in the business of building niche email lists, and niche is important, not just random people. Hey, here, sign up for my stuff, but they don't really, they're not really somebody who convert to a sale. I'm talking about niche. So here is my digital growth system. I know I made it look really, really, really simple. It's send traffic, capture that traffic, and then convert that traffic to a sale. That's it in a nutshell. Presentation over. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to show you. I created a visual that I just created it yesterday because I had to get it out of my head and onto paper, as it were. So get ready to screenshot or get ready with your phone there's going to be like 6 or 7 slides here that you're going to want to see the visual of this digital growth system. So here's we go. First of all, before I get started, put in the chat, how many of you are growing your own email lists? Tell me in the chat. Go ahead and tell me in the chat. I really want to know if there's anybody in here who is growing their emails. Please put it in the chat. I know there's a lag. And also, if you have your own social media assets, are you growing a niche Facebook group? Or do you have a Facebook page for your business or for a niche group? Go ahead and put that in the chat. And if you're watching the replay, go ahead and write it down. If you have an email list, kind of, make a little checklist. Yep, check. I've got an email list. Yep, check. I've got social media assets. Yep, check. Okay, so Dan says been saving emails for years. Yes, awesome, Dan. That is so cool. Congratulations. Congratulations. You are ahead of the curve. Now, monetizing those emails is a little bit different from saving them, but you got step one down. You're saving emails. We're going to talk about monetization too, a little bit. So here is my digital growth system. On the left, number one is traffic. Number two, Janice says she does emails, but she doesn't do enough with them. That is key. Yeah, there's this little pink thing here called conversion. That is part of this process. So go ahead and screenshot this because this is my digital growth system in a nutshell. And I have SOPs. I have basically checklists for each of the four pieces of this system. First, you got to drive traffic from somewhere. Then you need to drive traffic to somewhere to grab their contact information. Then you need to do something with that email list. You can do multiple things with the email list in order to get them to buy from you. This is the system. Let's break it down. So first, traffic. How do you get traffic? Well, all sorts of ways to get traffic. Here's some of the ways that I use. Social media. I'm triple down on Facebook. Now, don't try to do everything at once. It can be very overwhelming. Once you create the assets to drive traffic, you can roll them out on different platforms. But to begin with, just choose one platform. I have a client who has built a subscription box. I don't know if she's in here. Karen, if you're in here, do a shout out, say hi. Karen has built a bundle, but multiple variations for the past year and a half, and she has tripled down on Instagram. Initially, she tripled down on Instagram to grow her email list and her social media following, and then she branched out to Facebook. So now she's running Facebook ads and tripling down using the assets that she already had created in Instagram. You can start on TikTok, Facebook, any social media that you are a part of or that you feel comfortable with. Start with the one that you know the best to reduce the friction of getting started. Affiliates. You can tell affiliates if you already have a niche product or you already know what niche you want to sell to. You can find people who already have lists and offer something to give them that they can give to their followers that is relevant to their followers and maybe give them a commission for it and have them drive traffic to your opt-ins or to your sales page so that they make some money doing it. You incentivize them and you start building your list by, I call it scraping their list ethically. Paid ads, of course. I'm going to show you a real life example, a case study that I launched just last Monday. So it's on day 8 right now, not quite through day 8. So let's just call it day 7 days. And I'll show you the results of that launch from zero, nothing, not even a concept Monday morning to today. And I'll show you the conversions. I'll show you the numbers for that launch. And then I'll explain to you kind of how I did it. So paid ads, podcasts. You can get on people's podcasts. If you are in a niche market where there are podcasts in that market, then you can ask people to be invited to your podcast to talk about something, not to do a sales pitch, but to talk about something that's relevant and gives value to their listeners. And then in the end, you're able to give them your contact to send them to an opt-in page. And then there's physical events. Let's say you're selling physical products in a specific niche and maybe a craft niche, and there's a farmer's market going on. Well, most people, 99.99999% of people will go to a farmer's market, set up their table and sell stuff. And then the only metric they're judging their success on is whether or not they sold anything at that event. Well, what if your main metric became to grab the email address of anybody who even looked like they were looking at the things in your booth, because they might not be ready to buy now, but in the back of their brain, they're thinking, oh yeah, come October, come Christmas time, that'd be a cute gift. But once they've walked out, you've lost them. So your goal for going to physical events or a conference or a trade show in your industry is to collect email addresses, not necessarily to sell product. I know it sounds a little bit backwards, but trust me, because you can sell them on the back end, it's called, if you've got their email. Once they walk out of your booth at a physical events, they're gone if you haven't gotten their email address. If you haven't given them something of value so that they'll want to give you their email address. So here's stage 2. lead magnets. So once we have traffic and we're sending that traffic. Now picture a one of those bridges that like they roll up in the middle, right? The bridge lifts up so a ship can go through, right? Picture one of those. And if you're sending traffic to an offer where the bridge is open, all those little lemmings are going to fall off into the water. What you want to do is have lead magnets. You want to have offers that actually convert. So just sending traffic, you could be really great at sending traffic, but if you're not sending them somewhere that entices them, no, not just entices them, it makes them think, oh my God, please give me what you're offering. Here's my email. Shut up and take my email is what I say. I usually say shut up and take my money. Shut up and take my email. If your lead magnet does not convert to an opt-in, then all that traffic that you're paying to send there will just fall right off that bridge. So what we want to do is before we even send any traffic, even thinking about sending traffic, none of that, we need to make sure that our back end systems, take a note, back end system is in place before we send traffic. Does that make sense? Okay, so you're going to send your traffic to lead magnets, we call them. And lead magnet is just something that magnetizes those leads to give you their opt-ins. And there's all sorts of types of lead magnets. You can do a digital lead magnet. You can do a wait list. You can say download this, this checklist or this adult coloring book, or for $7, you will send you a cute little bracelet. That is actually, it's called an HLO, a hard and lumpy object offer, HLO offer. In fact, Karen with my pickleball client, she's one of my coaching clients, and she's doing that right now with a really cute pickleball bracelet that she had made. She's running ads to an offer that will give them this bracelet for free, but she charges for shipping, and it's called an SLO, a self-liquidating offer. So she charges them shipping, which covers the cost of the bracelet and about $1. So she's actually making money on it, and they're getting an opt-in that is a physical product. So don't think that opt-ins, that the offer that you're giving is only digital. It can be all kinds of things. So next, we're driving traffic to lead magnets. What happens to that lead? Now, here's a mistake that a lot of us make. I've done it myself. Dan says he's been saving emails for years. Janice in the chat says that she does collect emails. She doesn't do enough with them. This is the sticking point that a lot of us just, that email list sits. And once that email list gets cold, if we have to warm it up again, it's really hard to get them to convert because they've already forgot about it. I mean, think about it. How many email lists have you signed up for and forgot you signed up for them because you never heard from them again? Or maybe they sent you one welcome email and then that was it, right? How many of you raise your hand, physically raise your hand? How many of you have been on email lists like that? We all have, we all are. So what you want to set up before you drive traffic anywhere, you want to set up a welcome sequence, which is basically a sequence of emails that welcomes them in, makes them feel like, hey, come on in. Thank you so much for, trusting us with your business. And we, love to hear, you can do a poll to them. We're so glad you're here. Don't hit them with an offer. Don't try to sell them stuff. It's like you're welcoming somebody into your home. And if you were to welcome somebody into your home, and then right away hand them a soda and say, that'll be $3, please. That's kind of weird, isn't it? I'll be like, I'm out of here. Yeah, I unsubscribe. So what you want to do with your welcome sequence is make them feel welcome. It is not used to hard sell them anything. You can put like a PS on there and say, hey, and did you know we have a Facebook group for people who love XYZ? You guys might know I'm in the chicken market, and I'm going to show you an example of one of my projects that I started last week. I'm going to show you this entire sequence in a couple of slides. So you're going to want a welcome sequence written first before you create an opt-in box, before you drive traffic. So it's your reverse engineering the process. You're going to start with the end in mind, as Stephen Covey says. Then a nurture sequence. So now they're in the email list. They're feeling good. They've heard from you. They're feeling a connection. You've asked them some engaging questions. You've asked them to take a poll so that you can learn a little bit more about them, right? You've given them some great content, maybe a couple of freebies, and they're just feeling good about visiting your house, right? They love it here. They want to hang out. So now you're going to have a nurture sequence set up with a bit of a pause. So you're not just hitting them with emails all the time, but a nurture sequence where you're nurturing them into understanding what you have to offer them that they might like to pay for. Now, by the way, this digital growth system applies to both physical and digital products. So it does not matter whether you have a physical product, a digital product, it doesn't matter. This entire sequence works for all of it. So, and also if you have a physical store, I have a boutique, Blue Unicorn Boutique. And the same thing works. When people come in, I have a QR code by the door, and I encourage them when they want to say, "Hey, here's my pitch." Let's say, here's what I say: "Hey, we get new stuff all the time, and it's usually pretty limited quantities. If you want to get first dibs, go ahead and scan that QR code, and it'll take you to a page where you just type in your name and your email, and I'll send out an email when I get new stuff in, so you get first chance at it." And that's how I convert people who are walking into my physical store into an email subscriber. Because they could walk in and buy something and leave. And if I have not captured their email, I got to work all over again to get another customer in the store. Does that make sense? So it does not matter what business you're in. You could be in the service business. You could have a car wash company, or you could have a storage facility. You could be somebody who paints house numbers on the curb. If you're not collecting email addresses, you're always trying to find new clients. And then the offer. You're going to make sure you set up your offer again. All of this is done before you drive traffic anywhere. You're going to make sure you have something to offer them. And if you don't have something of your own to offer them, you can find somebody else in your industry. Remember, if we're building niche email lists, not just random people, but people who are interested in something specific, you can find someone in the industry who has a really cool product that your list members might be interested in, and then ask them if they have an affiliate program. And then you can start generating right away from that list, even if you don't have your own product. And then you're going to want to send them engagement content. Don't just make every email you send them, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. You want to send them freebies. You want to send them a newsletter once a week or a month or whatever in their niche market. You want to send a poll or a survey. You want to just send them, hey, we've created this really cool digital coloring book for people who love pickleball. Come on over and download it, and just give them the direct download link. Don't give them an opt-in page because they're already opted into your list. So random acts of kindness, right? Give them random stuff, and maybe a news. Okay, I'm in a niche in the energy industry. Renewable News is the name of my site, renewablenews.com, and we send out an email to professionals who work in the renewable energy industry around the world. So we have a newsletter that goes out once a week called Renewable News Newsletter, where it's news and insights and ads and downloads, but mostly news about how they can, what's happening in the renewable market and how it will help them do their business better. Okay, so there's all sorts of ways that you can communicate with your list. So here it is. Screenshot this. Traffic goes to lead magnets, which go to your email lists. It can be multiple lists. It can be multiple lead magnets, which then eventually convert to customers. Now, there's one more piece of this that we need to pay attention to. See little arrows here? If there's a breakdown in any of the connections between traffic and lead magnets and email and customers, if those aren't, here it is, converting, then you're driving traffic to lead magnets that nobody opts in for. Or if they opt into your lead magnet and now you have their email, but you don't have any of your email sequences created, then the offers, there's no conversion here. The email list gets cold, goes flat, they go away. And if you're not using your email to convert them to customers, then at any point, if you don't have your conversion dialed in, the whole system falls apart. So this is an ongoing process. There is no such thing as perfection in this process. Again, go ahead. I'm going to come back here. Take a screenshot of this. This is my digital growth system. This is it. And again, I have for each of these systems, I have my SOPs, my checklists for each of these. I have templates for my lead magnets, templates for my email lists. So I have it, I mean, it looks simple. This is the basics. This is the surface. But underneath this, I have my checklists. Okay, and then I can roll out different niches pretty much weekly. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now. And I'm going to show you a niche that I launched last Monday, and I'll show you the results. And during the process, as you're implementing it and setting it up, you're going to be tweaking this piece right here, the conversion piece. This piece right here. If it breaks down, this is why it's important to look at your numbers. And I'm going to show you the numbers from the launch I did last Monday. So if the numbers aren't very good, you need to tweak, you need to figure out why the traffic is not converting to why they're coming here and they're not opting in, or why the ads you're doing are not converting to people clicking on it and going to the offer, and why maybe one of your offers is converting really low. Why is that? Let's do some conversion. You're going to know your metric for that. Then let's do some conversion tweaking. If it's not converting from opt-in box over to email list, then we need to change the offer or change the wording or change the graphic or use there are all these levers that we can not so much levers, you know, the old radios with the dials on them. These are actually dials. So we're going to work on dialing in every single piece of this process. And by piece, it would be traffic, the conversion to lead magnets, the conversion to email list, and then everything you do with that email list, you're going to track what the conversion is, how many people open the email, how many people click through, how many people took an action that you asked them through. And there are all these different places that we can dial it in to get better traffic, to convert better, to create a better lead magnet offer, to create a different, not necessarily the offer. It could be the offer, but it could be maybe how the lead magnet is laid out on the page. It's not visually appealing, or it doesn't convert for some reason because the graphics don't match your text, or maybe the text is bad. And I use ChatGPT a lot, not exclusively, because I've been doing this for a really long time, so I'm pretty good at writing copy. But sometimes you need help. So we can use ChatGPT to help us dial in our offers. And then when they convert to email list, we need to have that plan and these sequences, at least the welcome sequence, written out ahead of time before we drive traffic. And then if those emails aren't getting opened, or certain there are metrics in the emails. There are certain, you know, there's the title of the email, the subject line, the subject line, the content, the offer, the graphics. Each one of those pieces of an individual email is a place where we can dial it in, where we can tweak if something is not converting. And then, of course, we want to convert them to customers over time. So if your offers are falling flat, then we figure out maybe it's the wrong audience. Maybe they wanted something else. And then we can tweak that by doing a poll, by asking them for a survey, you know, what are you interested in? And give them a few options to find out what they want so that we can go back to the beginning and offer them what they want. So this is my digital growth system in a nutshell. Would you like to see it operate in real life? Go ahead and put yes in the chat so I know you guys are here, you can hear me, you're paying attention, you got your notes out. Make sure you screenshot this screen, and then I'm going to show you my digital growth system for a specific niche. Hey Jacob, hey Jason, hey Janice, hey Dan, hey Steve. Go ahead and put yes in the chat. Hey Keith, how you doing? All right, everybody get a chance to screenshot this? Now, this is a bird's eye view, of course. There's all sorts of things that we can do within each of these 4 or 3 steps, but this is what I want you to like print out and hang on your wall. Here we go. I launched Farm Girl subscription box. Now, as many of you know, I teach Amazon sellers how to bundle. I am a bundler. I've been bundling since 1996 really, but in the Amazon space since 2017. I have an entire course called the Bundle Machine, bundlemachine.com. We're actually going to be launching a bundle boot camp in a couple of weeks here. So I'm no stranger to creating bundles, and it occurred to me that a subscription box is basically a bundle delivered with different products every week, right? Duh, right? I don't know why it took me so long to do this. So I decided, now some of you know that I've got my chicken story. I'll show you my chicken during the Q&A. I'll show you Gertrude. She's over here. I got a chicken in my office. She's not like alive. Okay, she's a taxidermy chicken. But I'll tell you the story behind her. So that's how I discovered that chickens. I bought some dog ponchos and I stuck them on Gertrude to see if I could sell it to the chicken market, and it worked. I had no idea that pet chickens were a thing until a couple of years ago. So when I was deciding on what subscription box I wanted to launch, there's already two subscription boxes out there. One of them is called, I think, the Balk Box, BAWKBOX.com. It's hilarious. And his sales page is hilarious. It's everything chickens. Everything chickens. I think I saw him on a podcast a little while ago. I was laughing so hard. I'm like, okay, I don't know that I want to niche down that far. What if I took my niche one step up? Who has chickens? I asked myself. Okay, ladies who live on farms have pet chickens. What else do they have? They have goats, they have cows, they have sheep, they have donkeys, they have miniature cows, they have miniature pigs. The list, I still haven't I created the entire list. They have a lot. So I thought, okay, that gives me more fodder for product. If I do a box for farm girls, I thought, okay, well, farm girls is one thing, but let's add a word that will sort of niche it even further and make it fun. And I decided that my niche market is sassy farm girls. Now, you noticed I haven't talked about product, because if any of you know me or have taken my training classes, bundling anything, I'm always talking about identify your niche first. Identify a passionate niche market before you do anything else. Don't buy product. Don't build this funnel out. Don't build your digital marketing system out. None of it until you've identified a passionate niche. So the passionate niche I decided was women living the farm life who are kind of sassy and fun and fashionable and, spunky. And they don't actually have to be living the farm life. They could just like the farm life. How many of you here, now I don't live on a farm at all. How many of you here like to watch, I'm going to call you out, videos of like baby goats in pajamas jumping around? When you're having a bad day, there's a donkey that I watch. You can quote me on this. I think his name is Donkey. And I ran across a video of the owner giving him a squeaky rubber chicken toy. And that donkey went nuts. He was ee-awing and playing and throwing it in the air and stepping on. He was having a good old time. And she built a list of people who just watch Henry the Donkey. Is that Henry the, oh boy, funny, right? So now people are, she's dialed in to her niche market. A donkey who likes squeaky toys, not just squeaky toys, but squeaky chickens, rubber chickens. So people are now sending her rubber chickens of different designs. There was a pirate rubber chicken, a cowboy rubber chicken. Who'd have thunk that rubber chickens came in these? And she would do a video and thank that person for sending it to Donkey, and she'd throw it out there, and Donkey would he'd hear that squeak and he would come running and ee-awing. I'm sorry, I feel silly making the noise, but you can do it in the privacy of your own office if you want to. And just picking it up and throw it around and having a good old time. I have a blast watching them. If I'm having a bad day or a bad moment, I will find that donkey and watch a video, right? But I don't live on a farm. So my niche is ladies who, like me, and also ladies who live the farm life, but not teaching things like, how to grow the perfect corn, but just fun, sassy stuff. So here's what I did. On Monday, June 24th, as of today, that was 8 days ago, I registered the domain, farmgirlbox.com and thefarmgirlbox.com. I registered a Facebook page, and I did this all on Monday. I dialed in on Monday and just went all in. Facebook.com/farmgirlbox. I created some assets, graphics, social accounts, opt-in page, 3 social posts. I do need to do more posts. I'll tell you what I'm working on after this. This was just the basics. All right. So I haven't done a whole lot more other than this. And then Sunday I ran my first Facebook ad. Here are the results as of this morning. 71 Facebook page followers, 635 opt-in page visitors, 74 of those were new email subscribers, which is a 12% opt-in conversion. My goal is 50%, always 50% or more. So what am I going to do? I am going to, what's that word? I'm going to tweak and dial in to get my opt-ins up. Now, what I found was happening as I was driving them to an opt-in page, one of the domains I registered was used by somebody like 8 years ago to spam. And I had to contact Google and do reports saying, no, 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 this is a brand new site. We're doing a subscription box. And I think Google has taken that restriction off now. So that hurt my conversions, but I know that all I'm doing is a wait list. I'm not offering them a download. I'm not offering them anything for free, nothing. If you go to thefarmgirlbox.com, you'll see this. Well, actually, this was the first post I did. I did this in Canva, by the way, guys. Just coming soon. I used a cute font here. And a fun subscription box for, I almost put Farm Girls and my fingers typed sassy without my brain thinking about it. So that's what I'm going for. And then a call to action to sign up for the waitlist. And then these are the 2 ads I did. And you can go over to thefarmgirlbox.com and you can see the opt-in box I did. I'm not giving them anything. And of course, that hurts conversions. But here's the thing. I believe in ready, fire, aim. So I wanted to get it started. How many of you are ADHD entrepreneurs? We go off and squirrel. We do all these different things, right? I wanted to make sure that my perfectionism or desire for perfectionism didn't stop me from launching. So the lowest hanging fruit for me was put up an opt-in page with no lead generation device, no like, just sign up for the box, get on the wait list. Now I know as I create this weekend more opt-in boxes that the first I'll do is like coloring book pages, right? I'll find some other things that I can give away for free that I can create really fast to increase my opt-ins, and then I'll do a new ad and drive traffic to a new opt-in page with the new offer. And the key is that I check all my numbers, right? I'm on it. Like I see those opt-ins coming in my email and I'm on the conversion. I want to see, are people landing? I can see how many people are clicking through the ad, how many people are clicking through to opt into my page, how many people are ending up on the email list, right? And then the other thing I didn't do yet is a welcome email sequence. But since I now have 74 new email subscribers, I'm not going to wait. I'm going to tweak my welcome sequence and send them a July 4th offer. I have product in my boutique. I'll show you one of them. Actually, this is the thing I'll probably do an offer on. I'll show you what I'm going to send an offer for. So on the left-hand side is the second ad I did. It says, are you a sassy farm girl? Do you love all the things that farm life offers? Now you see how I wrote it kind of sassy? Like I put myself in that farm girl's boots. And I wrote it like, kind of casual and fun, not go sign up for the wait list, And you're going to love the new Farm Girl subscription box, curated with cute farm girl things farm girls need. Okay, want to look and live your best life. And then the call to action. And then I created 2 opt-in pages and 2 ads each one of them is driving to a different opt-in page so I can see which ad converts to opt-ins better. Okay, so the one on the right is the first ad I did. Not very fun, but I wanted to get it out. And then the one on the left is the second ad I did a couple of days ago, and the conversions are coming in now. So here's my plan of action for this weekend. Because remember, this doesn't happen overnight. It takes a while. You have to keep tweaking. You have to keep dialing things in and adding new asset pieces as you go. My plan of action this weekend is to create 2 new opt-in offers with some sort of lead generation thing that they're going to get in the end. They're going to be able to download a coloring book, or I have some cute earrings. I might do like an HLO, hard and lumpy object offer for the earrings. I haven't decided yet, but I'll share that with you guys. And then I'm going to run ads to the new opt-in offers. OI means opt-in. I'm going to change my thank you page. Right now, if you were to opt into thefarmgirlbox.com, you'll see the thank you page redirects to the Facebook page. That's very clunky. It's not clean, but I didn't want I didn't want there to be any friction for me getting up the opt-in page. So now I'm going to go back and I'm going to create an actual thank you page on these 2 opt-in offers that exist. And I'm going to do a call for action. I'm going to say, hey, if you're a farm girl, we have products right now. We haven't launched the box yet, but come on over to our website and I actually have a Shopify store, blueunicornboutique.com. I'm going to create a separate banner right for the top saying, are you a farm girl? Or I'll create a graphic up there, and a category, and I'll put everything that relates to baby, chickens and ducks and cows and horses, whatever. I'll put everything into that category. And my call to action on the thank you page will be sending them to that category and giving them a coupon for July 4th. Let's see if I can convert any of these 74 people into a sale for stuff I already have. And then I'm going to shoot product videos and posts. I pulled everything from my warehouse yesterday that is even remotely related to something I would put in a subscription box for farm girls. And I'm going to lay out, it's called a flat lay. I'm going to lay out kind of sample boxes to give them an idea of this is the kind of stuff you could get, right? And then I'm going to shoot promotion videos because videos on ads are the highest conversion versus just text or graphics. So I'm going to challenge myself to create a couple of little product videos, but real short ones, and create an ad out of the product videos and drive that to an opt-in page so I can see the conversion. I'll shoot a flat lay of a sample box. I'll put a box. Oh, okay, I already covered that. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'll put the sample box on Blue Unit. I'll put like the you can buy it now, but it's not going to launch till September. I'll put that on my Blue Unicorn Boutique Shopify store so that they can pre-order it. Gold, right? So I'm talking about commitment. And then I'm going to write my email sequence is non-existent. I'm going to, because I did it fast backwards, right? I'm going to write the welcome sequence for the new people and send it to the new subscribers. It's part of you when you set these up, you're like, I wonder if anybody's actually going to click through and opt in. So when those opt-ins started coming in, I'm like scrambling. Oh crap, I don't have a welcome sequence. Let me do that first. And then I'm going to send the July 4th product offer to the email subscribers. So this is my plan of action. Do you guys have any questions so far? Any questions about this process so far? So here's what I launched a week ago. Now remember, I've been doing this for a while. I've been setting up opt-in pages and offers and email lists since 2002, 22 years ago. So I'm making it look easy. There is a sequence to events, and there is, I have my checklist, my SOPs. That's what keeps me on track. Otherwise, I would go scroll and go in different directions. But this is it. In 8 days, this is what I was able to learn and to do. But I need to change. I need to get that opt-in conversion rate up. And I want to get to, I think, let's see, today's Tuesday. I think by Friday, I'll easily have 100 email subscribers. In fact, I'm sure of it. I'm calling it. By Friday, I'll have 100 email subscribers. And I don't know what will have in sales. It depends what offer I send them, but it'd be curious to see, yeah, if I can convert and how I can convert any of these, not if, how I can convert them to sales by the end of the weekend. Be kind of cool. So I'd like to invite you. I put this together this morning. I want to show you how I do this. But have you guys ever, have any of you gone to university or college and you got to catch up on some courses? So you take a summer class, right? The summer school. Those summer school courses, anytime I did that to like blast through, like, I think it was a psychology course or something like that. Sociology, that's what it was. And because we have homework every single day during that 30-day period that I was in that, accelerated course, I got straight A's on any courses I took during summer school because I didn't have any opportunity or time to slough off, right? Or get distracted because every single day I had to action something. I had to come back to class. I had to present, this is what we did. And then whatever that assignment was for the next night built on what we did. There's just no way you can slough off. So I like these 30-day boot camps because I know how much change we can affect in 30 days. So I created a digital growth systems boot camp. It's a done with you boot camp. So we will work on your offers together. It's not just me handing you, okay, here's an SOP, go to it. It's tweaking, setting things up, tweaking, writing your text, giving you input on graphics, brainstorming your ideal niche, your company name, your business name, your project name together. You get me for 30 days, which is why I need to limit to 12 people, clearly, because I want to give everybody personalized attention. We're going to run it through July 11th through August 8th. And by the end of this boot camp, here's my promise to you. When you do the work, by the end of this boot camp, you will have your entire digital growth system created and running. This includes choosing a niche. If you're starting with no niche, that's cool. If you already have a niche in mind, we're going to flesh it out. naming your brand, creating digital assets like your domain name, your social media accounts, your logo graphic, your ad graphics, your text creation. We use Canva, we use ChatGPT. I know some people in here, I think Jason's in here, is really good at Midjourney. I just use Canva for my graphics. It's pretty fast and easy to use. Lead magnet creation, lead page creation, email system setup, welcome email creation, back-end offer creation. And we're going to do this through a digital asset creation guide. I'm going to put that guide together this weekend for you. Basically, I'm going to take all the SOPs I have in my Google Docs, and I'm going to make them into nice little cheat sheets for you so that each step of the process, each conversion piece of the process is going to have your checklist of what you need to do, and then check in on and tweak if your conversions are what you want them to be. And then weekly assignments, we're going to have multiple weekly assignments that you action, come back, show us what you did in the private group, and then we give you feedback on it. And then you tweak and refine. Weekly working sessions held Thursdays at 10 a.m. Pacific. You can also, if you can't make that time, then you can submit your questions ahead of time, and I'll answer them on that session, and the recording will be available in your student portal. Private Facebook group, where we can support each other, ask each other's questions, and get feedback from everybody in the group on your project. Weekly hot seats. This is going to be fun. So if you're working on a project and you're stuck on something, we're just going to give you a hot seat within the group, and we're going to live, done with you, tell you do this, this, here's how you do this. If you're having a problem with Canva, we'll fire up Canva and we'll create your logo for you. If you have a problem with the lead pages. And by the way, I'm going to give you all the technology. It's called my tech stack. I'm going to tell you all the tech stack that I use and show you how to log into it. And I'll give you demos on those as well so that you're not stuck on the technology. And then personal review input at every student's growth system. So as you build the system out, that graphic that I showed you, I'm going to give you a review and my personal input on how you can refine your system. So I invite you to come offer when I launch this officially. Right now, you are in the beta since I launched this today. During the 30 days, we're going to create all the content. You get 50% off. It's normally $14.95. You join today for $7.50. You can enroll at tinyurl.com/DGS DGS means Digital Growth Systems. I know it's not very creative, but that's what I came up with on the fly. And I'm only allowing 12 people in. And once I send out this replay, it's going to go out to all of my almost 5,000 subscribers, plus on YouTube, plus on my social media channels. So I'll be sending out the replay tomorrow. You have till the end of, probably tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. to make sure you grab your spot where you get to work side by side with me to build out your digital growth systems. So as we head into Q4, you're going to have an email list. And by the way, if you already have an email list that's kind of cold, we'll work on creating your systems so that you can warm up that list and start selling to them by the end of the 30 days. Okay, so you're not starting with nothing. So tinyurl.com/DGS July. Go ahead and screenshot this, and then I'm going to do a Q&A and stop the screen and show you the first product I think I'm going to try selling to that farm girl, the farm girl opt-ins. Everybody, did you take a screenshot of this? Type yes in the chat. Type yes in the chat, and then I'm going to show you one of the products I'm going to put in front of them. And then if you join Digital Growth Systems, then I'll continue the conversation. I'll show you, I'll keep showing you over the next 30 days how this Farm Girl subscription box is playing out. And I'll show you the case study every day. This is what I did today. This is what I did yesterday. Here was the outcome of what I did. So you get to follow my case study of the farmgirlbox.com, everything I did that worked, that didn't work, how I converted, what I learned. So you'll watch over my shoulder using the Farm Girl box as the case study. Okay. So here's what I think I'm going to. You guys go ahead and start asking your questions in the group. And I also have some cute earrings too. I don't think they're here. Oh, by the way, I promised you I'd show you Gertrude. How many of you have ever seen Gertrude? If you know me and you're in here, Jason's in here. This is Gertrude. This is Gertrude. There she is. Gertrude is the one who introduced me to how fanatical the chicken pet market is. Gertrude, I bought her as a random fact. I bought Gertrude at an auction for $12.50 because I thought she was cool. She didn't have this poncho on her. There's a story behind that too, but it was just a taxidermy chicken. I named her Gertrude, not the auction house. I just thought she was cool. You can see here that one of my cats got a hold of her and started ripping out, pulling out her butt feathers. Sorry, Gertrude. So the story behind Gertrude is that I had bought a liquidation of 22,000 dog ponchos a little while back, and I woke up in a cold sweat after all those pallets came in, wondering what the heck I was gonna do with 22,000 dog ponchos. That's gonna be a big project. So it was like 3:30 in the morning. I was sleep deprived, and my brain was going in weird places. And I thought, wait a minute, don't I have a taxidermy chicken in my office? Because doesn't everybody? I pulled her out of the closet and I stuck one of the dog ponchos on her. I'm like, holy heck. Well, this is fun. It fits her. Let me just, for a joke, take a picture, tell this story, and put the story I just told you, write it up in a Facebook post to my personal group. And I had people, and then I put, this is a joke in parentheses. People were commenting on that post. Huge engagement, sharing pictures of their pet chickens with me, wearing tutus with the names of the chickens and the breeds of the chickens. It was crazy. I had no idea that there's a whole market out there for people who love pet chickens. Now I do. So when I saw that Bach box launch, I'm like, I could do a farm girl box because I have all kinds of, I left them in the van. I have all kinds of totes and signs and socks and earrings, etc., that have a Western theme. And a lot of them have cows and horses and chickens on them. So the test I'm going to do, and if you join the digital growth system, you're going to see this case study play out. The test I'm going to do this weekend, remember I told you I was going to tweak the thank you page. So on the thank you page, after people opt in, right now it just goes to the Facebook page. I'm going to put an offer. I'm going to put a thank you so much. Look, hey, we're launching in September. I'll send you a sneak peek of the box as we're building it, so you can see. But until then, you can snag during July 4th weekend 25% off. You ready? A chicken tote with a little coin purse. So I checked the warehouse and I have maybe 2 dozen of these in stock. So I will make this the first offer. It's not even up on my Shopify store, but I'm going to take pictures of it today, get it up on the Shopify store, and then send out an email. First, I'll send an email to the 74 people who are already there. I can get that done by tomorrow morning. I'll write a cute little email on Love Chickens. And then I will also create the welcome, the thank you page at the other end of the opt-in box. I'll do that first, giving them this offer and limiting it to 12. Now I also have this same tote with horses, like running horses. So if these sell out, cross fingers, these sell out, I'll put the horses up. So that's what I'm going to do to start monetizing this 8-day experiment right away. I'm not going to wait until the subscription box launches. Now, you don't have to have a subscription box. That's just my back end, right? Once I build a list of sassy farm girls, what else can I sell them? Put in the chat. What else do they need and want? What are they passionate about? How about, I'm wondering if this is, I'm going to Google this after we get off of here. How about I wonder if there's a dating app just for farm girls, just for people who work or live the farm life. I bet you there is. So I will go, if there is, I'll go Google that and find it. And then I'll scroll down to the bottom of that website and I'll see if they have an affiliate program. There we go. Now I have an offer that's not mine, but something I can put in front of that group eventually, because once you have that niche market locked down and you're building that email list, you can send them all kinds of offers. You don't have to sell them physical products. Make sense? Okay, do you guys have any questions? Go ahead and put them in the chat so I can make sure that I'm answering all your questions while you're here. Tell me what your niche market is. Who's got a niche market already? I know 2 people in here said they already have an email list. What are your niche markets? Tell me if you guys focus your product sales on a niche market. People who love bees, Dachshund lovers, write it in the chat for me. Actually, if you wanted, we can, I don't know if the chat's working or not working. I don't see anybody in here. So I can just invite all of you to share your screen. I'm going to put you all on the spot. There you go. Holy Land souvenirs. Very cool. Right? So if you guys want to share on the screen, let me know. Antique car parts. Ooh. So guys who like antique cars, guys and girls, because I'm a car geek. Yeah, I like British cars. My last classic was a British car, a little 1980 MGB limited edition. So you could sell me anything that had that on it. You could sell me keychains and wallets and bracelets and anything that had anything to do with my car, I would buy it. So it doesn't so Dan, if you've got an email list of buyers of antique car parts, you are prime to put an offer in front of them that is related to their niche. From Israel, where I live, Christian Market. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Stuff for dogs and makeup. So, Jacob, we're gonna have to nail your niche down a little bit more because there's the dog market is huge, of course, but if you could niche it down to like dachshunds or German shepherds, older German shepherds, they have problems with hip issues, right? So if senior dogs, puppies, so you really need to niche down, not just, and that's the first part of the digital growth system is we will nail down your niche and then validate it. So stuff for dogs is too broad, but what if you had an offer for people who had dachshunds? And the reason I say dachshund is a stuffed dachshund on the other side of this, because that's one of the niches I'm in. I met a lady who had multiple dachshunds, and she was wearing like light up dachshund sneakers and t-shirts and hats and you name it. The dogs were all dressed up, and I asked her about that market, and she said, dachshunds are like potato chips. You can't have just one. So why don't you focus on like a specific breed and then maybe something within that breed? And when you say makeup, Jacob, makeup for dogs, that might be interesting. But yeah, makeup is kind of broad. We want to narrow that down. Maybe different types of like goth makeup would be a niche, for example. Mermaid makeup would be a different niche. So we really want to niche down. So when you build your list, I know the people on this farm girl list, they are ladies who love the farm girl life. They're sassy ladies who like the farm girl life. Now that makes it so much easier for me to find things to put in front of them that are going to make them happy and make me money. Does that make sense? Oh, that's what I said, Janice. Makeup for dogs. You got it. It's just a product I have. Yeah. So Jacob, what we want to do if you start with products, you need to reverse engineer and ask yourself. And this is one of the exercises I go through with people who are in my bundle training. The exercise we're going to go through in digital growth systems. Who buys your makeup and why? Now, maybe you're an Amazon seller who's just selling like some branded makeup like Revlon and MAC or whatever. But what if you want to go after, I mean, it could be this niche, right? On TikTok, there are guys who show videos of transforming themselves with makeup to like drag queens, women. There's a niche, right? Because the makeup they use is going to be different than maybe mermaid makeup for a 14-year-old girl. I would hope that would be different, right? So you really want to dial in who's buying this and why, if you're starting with product. But we can use ChatGPT and Google and Etsy and eBay and Amazon to find a niche market if you don't have one. That's the very first thing we'll do is hyper focus on deciding on what niche market you want to own before we build our digital growth system, right? Okay, so if you guys don't have any other questions, again, I just wanted to come join the digital growth system. It's going to run it's the Bootcamp. It's going to run for 1 month, and you'll have my personalized attention. Go to tinyurl.com/DGS July. And I do believe you need to capitalize this in order to get to that sales page. And I will send out a replay of this as well so that you'll be able to rewatch it. And I appreciate you guys being in here right before a holiday weekend. You guys showed up, and that's, the 90% of success is just showing up. So thank you so much. My name is Barbara Drazga. If you have any questions, you can reach out, email, you can reach out on Facebook. Barbara Drazga, find me, Drazga, find me on Facebook and ask me any questions. And I hope to see all of you in the Digital Growth System Bootcamp for July. Let's get your system set up before Q4 starts. Thank you all. Have a great day.